What happens to us when we transition?
You leave everything that has ever bothered you behind, and you reemerge into the fullest alignment of that which you are, and you celebrate with all of us. And then you focus upon the things that have always been important to you, but you do it in an attitude and a vibration of non-resistance. So you are at your most steady, consistent joyousness then. You don't have to wait until you transition to do that. It's just easier then, because there's not so much nowness and isness that you feel responsible or obligated or committed to give your attention to.
When we lose our physical form, you
don't lose it.
Well,
you romp joyously beyond it.
We do what?
And you don't look back.
Okay.
You don't look back and you don't say, oh, I was so cute. You don't do that. Because there isn't anything about you then that is missing.
Do some of us stay here and some of us not? Because it sounded like, Jerry's hanging around with Esther.
Everybody. No one leaves. No one leaves. No one ever leaves. No one ever leaves. No one ever withdraws their attention. That's why things get better and better and better and better. That's what infinite intelligence is. That's what the support of that which all of you have is about. This is the leading edge. This is where we're all looking. This is where we're all looking.
And those of us that stay behind in physical form are in physical form, can we hear or see or sense those that transition?
If you are in the vibrational vicinity of them. If you're missing them, no. If you are aware of their existence and in the vibrational vicinity, then your interaction with them is frequent.
And how can I do that?
Well, there were a few things that you said that you felt our response because we wanted to guide you a little bit. So you do it by acknowledging the existence of non-physical, do you? Do you think that you were before you came here and that you are following being here?
Yes.
So when we talk about this being a vibrational universe, does that mean that it's a conversational universe? Does it mean that it's a verbal universe? Does it mean that it takes tongues and mouths and ears to converse?
No.
Vibrational universe means it's a communicative universe, yes, because there is interaction, but in your dreams, do you need your eyes to see?
No.
In your dreams, do you need your ears to hear? So, are you saying to us that when you are in your dream state, that you see things that are not necessarily happening in the room where you are, but you're still able to see? So there is a communication that is happening, or a translation of vibration that is not about the physical environment in which you are. So, do you believe that there is a vibrational universe that is all around you that you may tune into or may not tune into, but it's there just the same? Do you believe that consciousness likes objects of attention to focus upon? Do you yourself like objects of attention to focus upon? We adore having something tangible that we can focus upon. In other words, it's so delicious to be consciousness focused in the specific. Yeah? So doesn't it make sense that the consciousness, that which man calls God, that which we call all that is, that which is infinite intelligence, isn't it logical that that consciousness would be focused upon the specifics of that which is out here on this leading edge? So when you allow yourself to raise your frequency so that you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on to what? Tuned in, tapped in, turned on to what? You've heard us say the words over and over again. Tuned in, tapped in, turned on to what? To that source energy, to that broader consciousness, to that all that isness, to all that have lived and are living and are focused. In other words, when you tap into that stream of consciousness, in the absence of resistance, and you focus it towards something that matters to you, that thrill that you feel and that power that you accomplish and those results that you see are because of all of that energy and all of that focus flowing to you and through you, you see. This really is the time of awakening. And the time of awakening doesn't mean that you wake up to something other than all of that. It means you wake up to that and allow that to have meaning in your now. Esther said the other day, because she was having such a poignant moment with Jerry, no question in her mind, of the intensity of his interest and clarity of his thought and resonance with her being. No question about it at all. And she is wanting to write it down so that you can know it like she knows it. And then she said, Abraham, is there any possible way that I can explain this in words that people will get it? Or do they just have to have their own experience? And we say, pretty much just have to have your own experience. But before you can have an experience with non-physical, you have to accept the existence of it, do you? Before you can have an experience with non-physical, you have to accept that it is vibrational, do you? Before you can have an experience with non-physical, you have to accept that you are primarily vibrational, and you have to practice the vibrational aspects of your being more than you practice the action aspects of your being. And when you get those things in place, you will allow this leverage of energy to pour through you in a way that you will feel the power of it around you. You'll feel that you're on that magic carpet ride where everything is just unfolding for your interest, for your value, for your benefit, for your fun, for your joy. You see, you are too modest and too humble. You don't know that we're all queued up for you, that we've been part of your environment and part of your process, part of your planet, part of your government, part of your laws, part of your wishes, part of your desires, part of your interests, part of your planet, part of your ecology, part of your economy, part of your politics, part of your religions. We've been part of that. We are all intimately interested in you going to the next joyful place that you have the ability to go to. But when you run around fighting with each other instead of tapping in to all that you've been asking for when it's all available to all of you, or when you use the fact that somebody else isn't tapping in to be the reason that you don't, I don't want to look weird. I don't want to be so joyful on this day when others are mourning. I don't want to be weird. I want to fit in. I want to fit into the group. I want to be part of it. I want to be understood by the group. And we say, just try for a little bit being understood by source energy. Source energy always understands you. But try to understand what source energy is understanding about where you stand, and discover the infinite intelligence on endless subjects that you have access to. Doesn't matter what the subject is. Doesn't matter what you could wonder about. We're far better than Google. We won't scatter you with our reply. We'll focus you see. Really good. Really good. Enough?